What's up, guys, and welcome to the vlog.
Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. I know I can't slow down, I can't hold back, though you know I wish I could. I know there ain't no rest for
Let's just say I won't be doing the body work on the car. I'm gonna take my car to the body shop and let them kind of massage this thing out. I'm gonna let them do the body work on this car. I don't have time. There's not a lot I can do about that, so I'm just gonna pay somebody. It's not gonna cost a lot. It's still a budget build here, but I'm gonna pay somebody to do the body work on the car. They're gonna go ahead and knock this out. Also, my brother works there, so my dad has a body shop too, or a paint shop, but he does it more on the side. That's not something that he does all the time. They're gonna get the body straightened out. They're not gonna do the entire car. The only thing they're gonna do is the body itself, right here on the sides. There's really no dents to speak of on the hood or the roof. They're just gonna smooth the car out. That's all that's gonna happen here. There's a few little dings and stuff that I've shown you in some of the other videos here. And you know, right here in the door, and there's just a few little dings. The other side of the car has had some significant body work done to it already, and it doesn't look the best. So I really want to send it somewhere and have them really smooth this body out and make it look really nice. So this never seems to show up in video. I can't see in the camera right now, but I hope it shows up for you guys. So the rear of the car has been hit, and I guess it crumpled it up pretty good, and somebody went in and did some body work on the car. Overall, they did a pretty good job, but it's just wavy. I hope this picks up in the video for you guys. Yes, this is a budget build, but I do have a good amount of money in this car right now, and when I paint it, I want it to look right. So I'm gonna send it to a professional, and we're gonna get this thing slick so that whenever I paint it, we don't have any worries with the body, you know, body work showing through. I'm not a professional painter. I'm definitely not a professional body man. So body work is not really my thing. Yes, I can do it, but I'm very slow at it, and there's probably, you know, a lot better options out there. Me and my dad would normally do this. My dad is obviously way better than I am, but he doesn't have time, so I'm just gonna pay somebody. He's gonna knock this out for me. I'm undecided on the bumper. I told him not to do anything with the bumper because I wanted to show you guys how to fix this. Problem is, it's cracked up pretty good, which I can even fix that. See underneath each headlight how there's a gap? Well, this side's got a pretty massive gap. That's gonna be a major eyesore with this car whenever I paint it. You know, I'm torn on this because I wanna show you guys as much budget stuff as I can, but sometimes, you know, I'm just gonna have to do what I've got to do here. You don't have to replace your bumper. You could leave your bumper, but I'm really considering just going ahead and putting a bumper on this car because of that. Which leads me to the major conversation here that I want to have with you guys. Let me go inside and get away from this loud air conditioner. So as you guys know, this is a budget build. I have said it many times. Want to share things with you guys that won't cost you a lot of money and teach you ways to do things, share some of my experience with these cars so that you can save some money yourself. I've spent a lot of money on this car that maybe I shouldn't have or didn't have to. So let's talk about some of the money that was spent on the car that really didn't have to be. I've had a lot of people say, you spent a lot of money on this car. I thought this was supposed to be a budget build. First off, everybody's budget is completely different. My budget's gonna be different than other guys. They're gonna have way more money than I have. Then you're gonna have some guys that don't have that kind of money. Ultimately, it's about doing little things. And a lot of times it's about doing the things that nobody really wants to do to the car. You know, let's say you've got a bad leak. Take the time, get out there, get in your garage, get in your driveway. I don't care if it's dirt that you're working in. Lay some cardboard down and let's get to work, okay? Because that's how you're gonna make these cars fun to drive, and you're not gonna have any animosity towards your car. You don't wanna be resentful of your car because it doesn't run right. It skips, you know, it leaks oil and whatnot, and that's very easy to do. So let's talk about the wheels for a second. That was not a budget move, buying these wheels. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That probably should have waited, but I bought these wheels because when I put this car on the channel, I want you guys to at least have something decent to look at. I also wanted to let you guys know that I was serious about this build. That is not something that you have to do. Don't feel like you've got to go drop $1,000 on a set of wheels and tires if you're starting a project car. Obviously, you don't have to. If one day all you do is put a set of wires on the car, put a set of plugs on it. Let's say it's a running car when you get it, it just needs a little bit of work. Don't get discouraged. Don't worry about your budget versus somebody else's budget. you know what? A lot of times, talent will take you further than a budget will. If you're super talented, you can get out here and you can do things to this car others can't do because they don't have the knowledge, the know-how, or the drive to. So they may have to take their car somewhere and get it worked on where you don't have to, because you're able to do this yourself. I can come out here right now with this car and I could take a piece of sandpaper, wet sand this car out, take my buffer, buff it out, and it would look so much better even on the hood up there. Get you a couple cans of spray dye. You've seen the videos where I take parts out of the car and I spray dye them. You'd be amazed how much nicer the car feels after you've done that. It just starts to feel like a complete car. Just remember, everybody's budget is different. My situation is different because I want to keep you guys interested in the car. You know, if it never shows any improvement, if you never see anything any different, you're not going to want to follow this channel anymore, right? I do things to the car that really is probably out of sync with the way I should do it, just so that you guys will stay interested in it and give you something new to look at. Because I know I don't want to follow a channel that never seems to do anything. So we're kind of at a stopping point with the car right now to where I can just start getting ready to prep it to paint, and I can start installing some of these other parts that I have. Because yes, I have not forgotten about you guys with the door panels. I promise you I'm going to take the door panels apart and really work over the door panels and everything on the inside and all the weather stripping and everything else. The car will be going to the body shop in 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks. Once I get the car back, the car's probably going to ride around with a little bit of primer on it. It's going to look pretty rough, right? But I am going to paint the car. Probably, hopefully, me, my dad, and my brothers are going to get together and paint the car. I'm going to try to set up something for you guys, maybe even in here. So we may do something in the garage. But I do want to talk about the headlights real quick. So my headlight video got completely jacked up. I lost all of my footage on the headlights. So you guys will notice that I never actually covered the whole headlight installation. I didn't talk about where I got them from. I actually didn't talk about the headlights at all. But they are LEDs. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the footage that I do have of the lights. And but for right now, I'm just going to take you up front up here. We're going to look at the car and I'm going to show you what all I bought for the car. And we'll talk about that. And I'll also give you a link in the description to the headlights that I used from Amazon. I got all new gaskets for them. I've got the new retaining buckets. I didn't have any of this stuff because this car had one-piece headlights in it, so none of that was needed. So when I bought the car, I didn't have any of that stuff. But it does have LEDs in the car. Most of you guys have dealt with LEDs by now, and you know they're really good. Don't do the HIDs. It's pointless. It's wasted money, in my opinion. Just use the LEDs. You can get them from Amazon for like 20 bucks for 2 of them. These are, I think, the 60 watt or 65 watt, and they make like a 70 or 75 watt. I opted not to go with those just because I don't want to blind everybody in the road. They are extremely bright, so they work out really good on a Foxbody. All right, guys, I want to show you a little bit of the video that I have left of the LEDs. It's going to be kind of random. Just know that I lost half my footage there. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the LEDs, what they look like at night. And anyway, guys, that's going to kind of wrap it up. I know this was very random. Sometimes it's just that way. There's just things I want to say, get off my chest. So that's what's up for this vlog. And as always, thanks for watching. These are the LED bulbs from Amazon. They are extremely cheap, like 20 something bucks for 2 of them. All the reviews are pretty good. They do have a fan, so they are internally cooled. Nothing else is needed other than this. So with that being said, I'm gonna plug one in and we're gonna at least see if it works for now. That's really bright, guys. Really bright. So that's at least a good sign, right? So I will put a link to these in the description for you guys. So if you're interested in them, pick you up a set. So I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys what the headlights look like at night. They're not adjusted yet, but I actually have the tool coming in, and I know you can use a socket, but it's just easier with the tool.
I'm too long-sighted for this short-term shit. Never follow fads, I'm busy making shit. We just wait for the flavor of the week to come back again. Cause Pennsylvania kids come up to the chip on the shoulder. What? nobody told you. And everywhere I go, I'm retracing my steps, judging every right where I should have